Hello adventurer, planning a family trip to Singapore? This video is for you. Because I'll be covering all the questions that every parent needs to know before visiting. Can I bring a stroller on the public transport? Do I need a booster seat when taking a taxi? What are the top family-friendly attractions in Singapore? We'll answer all that and a lot more to make sure that your family trip to Singapore goes smoothly without a hitch. Let's begin. Just to clarify, this video guide is for human babies. I don't have a human baby, so I'm just using a baby. I'm a baby. First, about safety. There's lots of kidnapping in Singapore. You know, when they had too much fun playing and have to take a short nap. Jokes aside, Singapore is super safe. In fact, one of the safest countries in the world. So you don't have to worry about child snatching. However, it's a good practice to always have a good view of your kid at all times because they might still be a danger to themselves. The bigger danger in Singapore is actually the weather. It's consistently hot and humid throughout the year. To avoid heat stress, gear up with some hats and sunnies and make sure to apply sunblock. To stay hydrated without going broke, bring your own water bottles and utilize the public water dispensers to refill your bottles. These are commonly found near public toilets in major tourist attractions. There's also always a chance for rain, so keep your umbrella close. It's also good to be ready for the worst. For urgent care that requires an ambulance, dial 995. For non-urgent cases, dial 1777. But actually, for non-serious ailments, it's much better. Okay. You want to tell our friends about the hospitals and clinics? Huh? For non-serious ailments, it's actually much better to just go to a nearby clinic rather than going to the hospital. Our public clinics are called polyclinics. For quicker service, consider going to any of the private clinics, basically any of those clinics that does not have polyclinic in its name. Next, how to get around the city. Getting on a bus or train is easy, but with a tiny human pup in hand, things can get a bit troublesome. So here's all you need to know to get your family into the public bus and trains. Children under 0.9 meter travel for free without any additional requirement. However, if any taller but still below 7 years old, you need to get your kid a concession pass. Just go to the little office at the Changi Airport train station and show them your child's passport as proof of age to get the concession pass. The bad news, children 7 years and above will have to pay adult fare. But good news, you can use your existing credit card for payments on the buses and trains as long as they have the Visa or MasterCard and the sideways Wi-Fi logo. Each individual traveling will need one card for payment. So if you can trust your kid with your spare credit card, that will be the cheapest option. Otherwise, you can get the cash card that we call the EasyLink card. These are rechargeable cash cards that you can also buy at the train station. I have another video guide that can help you master Singapore public transportation in just 5 minutes. You can watch that later. You can bring a stroller into the buses and trains, but take note of the size limit, only 120 cm by length and 70 cm by width. There's no height restriction, so I guess you can go ham. However, try to avoid traveling with strollers during weekday peak hours around 7 to 9 a.m. and 6 to 8 p.m. because you might have to tussle with a lot of the locals rushing in and out of work. When taking the bus, push your stroller from the front door, but if it doesn't fit, then you can use the back door. Once inside, just get to the front to tap your payment card. However, if the bus is full, you can choose to fold your stroller, then get into the bus, or just wait for the next one. Most buses in Singapore has a special bay for wheelchairs and strollers in the middle of the bus. In the newer bus models, you can also use the restraining device to help keep your children from spilling out of the stroller. Please enjoy the priority seats so you can focus on caring for your family. Next, when taking the train, actually family with children get special privileges. First, you get priority use of the bigger gantry doors into the train station. They should fit your stroller and your childbearing hips right through. There's also a special train boarding door for you and your kids. Once on board the train, enjoy the priority seats reserved specially for you. However, if it's occupied, just do this one trick, very easy. Loudly ask your kid, "Son, would you like to sit down?" I'll bet you $10 someone will stand up and give you their seat. Okay lah, I'm very proud of my fellow Singaporeans. Most of the time, I always see them giving up their seats for seniors and family with children. Actually, traveling with children can be very troublesome. But at the end of the day, when they come to you and say, "Daddy, I had fun today. It just makes it all worth it, and you just want to bring them for every of your future trips. Anyways, if you find this helpful so far, please leave a like so that more people can find it. Thank you very much. Next, how about taking the taxi? For first-timers, the rules about taking a taxi can be a little bit confusing, so let's clear the air. By law, children under the height of 1.35 meters riding a car in Singapore will need to be buckled in a proper car seat. However, this law only applies to private cars, which means taxis are exempt from this requirement. So, for families with children, the most fuss-free option for a private transport is to hail a taxi on the streets or use this app called CDG Zig to call a taxi like as if you would call an Uber. The more popular app for ride-hailing is actually Grab or Tada. But when using this for family with small children, you will need to book their special family option because these cars are considered private cars. Only the family option will carry the proper car seat required for your kid. For price comparison, family rides usually cost around 30% more than regular rides. So taking a taxi is the easiest and the most affordable option for private transport. Actually, I was very puzzled. Is it the taxi drivers drive more safely? That's why they don't need a car seat for children? But when I looked into it, actually the reason for this is more regulatory than safety. But think about it, in case of a crash, right, physics don't care about regulations. So make your own decisions based on your budgets and your safety considerations. In my opinion, the best way to get around the city with your family is via the public transportation. It's safe, convenient, and is the most affordable option. Unless you're short on time, willing to pay for convenience, or just had an exhausting day and just want to get back to the hotel, I recommend taking the public transportation. Next, where are the family-friendly food options in Singapore? For the safest option, stick to restaurants. Most of the time, only the mid to high-end restaurants will have the space and the equipment to take care of your little dumplings. They'll have the basics like a high chair and unbreakable utensils. Feel free to also ask them for hot water if you need to mix some milk or punish your children. Just kidding. Why would you ask hot water to mix your milk? However, the real deal in Singapore is actually the local food from the hawker centers. These are communal food centers with many stalls selling delicious and affordable local food. But if you're planning to visit hawker centers with baby or toddlers, seating might be a problem. There aren't any public high chairs for you to borrow. But you can always bring your own. I discovered these very nifty foldable chairs that you can just clamp at the sides of the tables, which I think will be super handy if you want to bring your babies into the hawker centers. How about the top things to do for a family? Here are my top 3. The top family destination in Singapore that's suitable for all ages, the Singapore Zoo. On top of all the iconic animals that you will see in your children's play cards, what makes Singapore Zoo stand out for families is their special children's corner called the Kids World. Your children will have a blast meeting goats, interacting with furry animals, watching animal shows, and the favorite area for a lot of my friends who have children is the Splish Splash Zone. Basically, it's their water play area. For older kids, exploring the main zoo area is an adventure. I have another video guide with the optimal route to cover the Singapore Zoo. You can watch that later. Actually, there are 4 other zoos in the area. They're still building more. So if you want to make it a full day trip, you can visit the night safari in the evening after Singapore Zoo. Otherwise, if you want to just take it chill, there's a very nice hangout area at the Mandai West. There's a wider F&B options, plus free outdoor playground areas, the Pangolin Hideout, Pangolin Adventure, and the Forest Stream Trail. However, what seals the deal for Singapore Zoo for being the prime family destination? It's built with families in mind. All of the walkways are wide enough for strollers. There's diaper changing room, nursing room, toilets with shower for the children after their water play. Really all the convenience that makes a family day an easy and fun day. Next, for family with younger children, you'll enjoy your time at the Jewel. Yes, it's the same Jewel beside the Changi Airport. This place is a parent's paradise, especially if you are not used to Singapore's hot and humid weather, because you'll find so many options for indoor play area. Here are my top picks at the Jewel. The Canopy Park. For just $8, you get access to the big garden-themed playground at the highest floor of Jewel. But if you want a deeper adventure, you can pay a bit more for tickets to the Hatch Maze mirror maze, or the walking nets. For the ultimate play day in 2025, K-Look is selling a combo deal that includes everything for just $33. Another great indoor playground in Jewel is the Kidstopia. It's an aviation-themed playground with lots of toys and playthings that charges hourly entry. Similarly, the parenting facilities at Jewel are top-notch. You can easily find spacious toilets with diaper-changing facilities and nursing rooms. I highly recommend booking an evening flight so you can spend the day playing at Jewel before you fly off at the Changi Airport. For family with older kids looking for a thrilling adventure, you'll have to go to the largest theme park in Singapore, the Universal Studios. There's something for everyone to enjoy. For an immersive and relaxing day, look out for the show-based attractions like the Shrek 4D, Minion Mayhem, and the Lights, Camera, Action. Or hunt down your favorite characters at the meet and greet sessions that happen throughout the day. For a thrilling day, get on the many roller coasters around the park. But the biggest problems with the roller coasters is a lot of them have a height limit. You don't want to look forward getting on a ride with your kid just to realize that he is 1 centimeter short. So I've summarized all of the height requirements in this one table for you to check if there's enough rides that will be thrilling enough for you and your children to make it worth the trip to the Universal Studios. I only ask that you buy your USS tickets via my affiliate link so that I can feed my kid. He eats a lot. Okay. Anyways, even if your kid cannot ride but you still want to, you can participate in a child swap. No, it's not swapping your child for another. Basically, queue normally with your family, but before getting onto the ride, tell the ride attendant that you want to do a child swap. For example, Mama will go first on the ride while Daddy takes care of the baby. When Mama comes back, swap with Daddy, then Daddy can get on the ride. This way, Mommy and Daddy gets to ride without having to wait outside for each other. I also covered the optimal USS route in this other video. You can watch that later. But that's not all. I also made another table with the top family destinations in Singapore just for you. Now that you got the best things to do, how about the best place to stay for a family? I've searched high and low, even visited some of these hotels myself. Here are my top 3 picks for the best value for a family. Number 1, the 30 Bencoolen. It's my go-to recommendation because of its excellent location. You'll be within walking distance to multiple train lines and surrounded by lots of eateries. For kids 12 years and below, you get +1 free occupancy in their double room and family room. So, no extra charge for 2+1 or 4+1. Baby cribs are also available upon request. I find their rooms to be very spacious, very suitable for families who might have a lot of things at hand. Also good for the children to run around. Next is the Holiday Inn at Orchard. This is great for families who prefers to be near shopping malls for greater access to facilities and amenities. The best part about Holiday Inn is the insane value from their family-friendly policies. Their standard room comes with 2 double beds that accommodates 3+1 at very competitive price, which makes this the perfect option for families with 2 children who wants to stay within 1 room. To sweeten the deal, your kids can eat for free from the kids menu. But if you're looking for more facility, like an access to a kitchen, life at Funan will be your jam. Their one-of-a-kind room fits 2+1, and you get access to this big common kitchen that you can do all of your cooking necessities. There's even a halal zone for those who need it. For bigger groups, you can get the 2-of-a-kind room that fits 4+2. Basically, it's like 2 times of the one-of-a-kind, but with a small pantry. For even bigger group, there is the all-together room, which is like a whole apartment with multiple bedrooms. They can fit 4+2 or 6+2. It comes with a kitchen and a small living area. But the biggest downside of life at Funan, their +1 occupancy only applies to children 7 years and below. Either way, this is a very modular option, very suitable for big groups of families traveling together. I've also summarized all of the room options, their occupancies, their prices across different platforms, so you can easily compare and book according to your needs. But please consider using my affiliate links so that I can earn a bit of commission. Parents, on behalf of your kids, thank you for being the best mommy and daddy and planning the Singapore family trip. Next, if you're thinking of what to feed your family while you're here, watch this next video to discover our delicious local food. I'll see you there. Food! He loves food.